Hello guys and gamers, and welcome back to another video. But before we begin with this topic of this video in this channel, I would like to tell you about a new YouTube feature called subscribing. If you click the little subscribe button down there somewhere, you will be entered in a raffle by YouTube to win up to $3 million. At least that's what I think the button does. I'm not sure. Click to find out. But that said, let's get into the actual topic of this video. And I finally had the chance to play through and finish Super Mario Wonder. And it was one of the best Mario 2D games I have ever played. And really refreshing when I was playing it. It was so fun, you know. I was looking at all the badge abilities, all of the wonder flowers were just, wonderful, and the level design was just top notch. And someone who has previously worked on plenty of video games as a level designer, that is something I can really appreciate. But at the same time, that got me to do two things. One was, of course, analyze what makes Super Mario Wonder great, but the other thing is what kind of made the previous games not as fun. And that got me realizing we haven't really had a proper 2D Mario experience in quite a while. And what has been the default, kind of, for the last decade has been Mario Maker. And I was thinking, how do I make Mario Maker better? And this is what this video is actually about. I'm not going to be talking about Super Mario Wonder yet. If you want me to, please leave a comment down below and see what kind of aspects of Mario Wonder you would like me to analyze, and I will happily do that. But let's talk about Mario Maker. I have some hot takes and I have some problems with the game, and I will try my best to offer solutions on how we could actually solve those problems with Mario Maker. So let's start. The first problem that I kind of see with Mario Maker, and this is kind of an unfortunate fact, is that most of Mario Maker is just not fun to play. And the reason for that is quite simple. It's just because most people, the creators, who give Mario Maker most of its content, not the Nintendo side, and most people, your average people, they're not that good in level design. And of course, compared to like what Nintendo offers in Super Mario Wonder or in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, God, give it a shorter name next time, please. Well, they did it with Super Mario Wonder, I guess. But yeah, those are excellent. But in Mario Maker, it's just not good, and also a lot of the same. A lot of Mario Maker levels, they just seem to repeat each other. There's only like a kind of a few types of levels that you see out there. There's puzzle levels, music levels, which are basically auto runners with a nice jingle in them. And then there is the very, very annoyingly hard levels and troll levels, which are both very niche when it comes to the mainstream populace, and they don't like unfair games and they don't like really, really difficult games. Even if it is something like a difficult level, in usual games, most games, they would have like a level curve leading up to the difficult part, but Mario Maker just usually just throws you in the deep end to some technical level that you have no idea how to beat. So yeah, there's a lot of problems there. But I have some solutions to this problem. And the first thing is that I really want to make it easier for people to find the good levels, because as much as I did kind of shit on level creators in Mario Maker, there are really good creators out there as well. And there are levels definitely worth playing. I just want it to be easier for people to find them. And there's few ways to do this. I would suggest one thing is to have a way of searching levels that you have already played and favorited. Like, hey, I think this is a good level, make it a game mode. Like your Endless Mario, your 100 Life Mario, have those levels and possibly throw in like other levels from creators that you follow, throw in all of those and make a randomized game mode out of that instead of all random levels, because all random levels is just a bit chaotic. Another thing I could do, or I would love to do if I was in charge of Mario Maker 3, was to kind of give more attention to good creators. So popular levels and of a certain clear rate would kind of be given like a unique tag you could find those levels with. Like, hey, this level is Nintendo certified because it's a really fun level to play and a lot of people seem to like it. So it would can be like a Nintendo given, or like some, intern working at Nintendo giving like, yeah, this level is so sure, whatever, it's fine. Given like a unique tag, like, hey, this is a seal of quality that this level is good. Of course, this wouldn't be perfect, as like some levels that are really good but not played by a lot of people would not be included here, but that is just, an unfortunate fact. My videos, for example, here on YouTube, they're like top quality, but people just don't watch them because I don't know how the algorithm works. And unfortunately, I don't get the millions and billions of views I deserve, of course, so that's just kind of to be expected in here too, that sometimes the most creative and handsome people just don't get the attention they so much deserve, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. But yes, I hope I explained that correctly. Basically, have a unique tag given to really, really good levels, and so players can easily find those really, really good levels somehow. That's the basics of it. Sorry if it was a bit complicated how I tried to explain it, but yes. Also, you could throw those levels into like the 100 Mario Life Challenge or the Endless Mario blah 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 thing, and the algorithm could also at the same time take a look like other tags the level might have, so you don't have like 3 music levels in a row because that could get a bit tiring. So yeah, a lot of the game modes in Mario Maker, if you clear out like the stuff Nintendo made, it's a bit too randomized, and I'm not sure how much I like that, because random levels are good in the sense of you never know what's coming and you could find your next favorite level that way, but at the same time it is a big risk because, like I said, there is a lot of trash out there in Mario Maker, so yeah. So another problem I feel like the game has kind of by default is that it just attracts way more players than it does creators. And this could be said for basically all creative platforms, including the one that you're using right now, YouTube, unless you're watching this video on some weird adult video platform, which, cool. And kind of the trying to make the creators versus the players, it will never be balanced. I know that. But it could be good and beneficial for the game to make the players try out the creative mode and for the creators to play a little. And I think this could be done easily with more in-game rewards. And for this, I was kind of thinking about the profile you have in your game, your user profile. And there's more you could do with it. I like in Mario Maker 2 when you can have all sorts of like different outfits for your Mii character. I think you had to use Mii's in Mario Maker 2. And you could have them wear all sorts of like Mario themed outfits. I thought that was fun. It was quirky. And you could expand on that, and you could also have user tags, kind of like in Splatoon. And to bring it back to the player versus creator imbalance, you could only get some of these with creating, and some of these you could only get by playing, and they would be really, really cool, and there should be other incentives for the players to try out the other side of Mario Maker as well. I know that to a degree Mario Maker 2 already does this, but if you make the profiles more customizable, more visible, then I think this could be a good incentive. Always when you try out like a multiplayer mode, you would get like the other player's ID card that would tell if they're more of a player or a creator, of a little bit of mix of both. What are their favorite levels? Have some like cool social elements in there, and then try to incentivize people to try out the other side with like rewards. And of course you could do even more with like community events, like have like the creator of the month or creator of the week kind of things, or even player of the month who cleared the most levels, or who cleared like really tough levels, or something like that. Have more community stuff there going on as well, because it would be nice to highlight both the good players and the good creators in there in some way. And the last problem I want to cover for Mario Maker 3 is that I just feel, and this, I don't know if it's based on like any stats. I don't have them. I tried looking for them, couldn't find anything that was really useful. I just feel like Mario Maker 2, despite selling more than Mario Maker 1, we are excluding the 3DS version because no one cared about that one, I feel like Mario Maker 2 just made less of an impact when it came out. And the public interest in Mario Maker 2 was a lot more short-lived than with Mario Maker 1. A part of this is, of course, because Mario Maker 1, when it came out, it didn't have that much competition when it comes to other Nintendo games, that's for sure. That was just because the Wii U was kind of not doing good. So yeah, that is to be excused. But another thing is that Mario Maker 1 just, well, it was the first one. The first time people had like this kind of access to Mario level making tools. And when Mario Maker 2 came along, it did add some new features that fans really wanted, one of them being multiplayer. Unfortunately, it's still a Nintendo console, so the multiplayer was a bit yikes. But I think it still felt like it had less of an impact. So what can we do? What can we add? The little things and the small things that makes Mario Maker more interesting for the public to want to buy, and also to a certain degree want to watch. So if they watch a lot of the game, they will also be more inclined to buy it for themselves. And I think, let's start with the little things. I would add colored blocks. This would be just your regular brick blocks that you already have in Mario Maker. No special thing there function-wise. That is because I just want to give people an opportunity to create better art levels. And I've seen some basic pixel art being made in Mario Maker, and if you just had blocks of all different colors, green, orange, you already have red and blue, but white blocks, all sorts of just like basic blocks in different colors, you could create all sorts of cool pixel art with them. And I think that would be wonderful, and to create all sorts of fun art levels to Mario Maker. It would be cool. I was debating whether to have this like actual blocks in the game or for the background, and I have positives and negatives both. I just can't really decide which one would be better, so if you have any thoughts, please let me know in the comments below. But of course, there's more that we can do. I would also add NPCs to your level, something like a little toad. When you talk to him, he has like a short message that you can type out. Basic things like that, kind of like the comments that you can already leave in Mario Maker 1 and 2. I'm not sure if it was in 1, I don't remember that much, but just like a basic message. And what this could do is that it would be the creator would be allowed to put them there, while as comments, everyone can comment. So that kind of destroys some of the levels when you're just like, hey, here's the hidden piece of the puzzle that you were looking for at the start of the level. That's kind of like, that's not fun. And these NPCs, they would just have like a few lines that you could have them say. But this could create an immense difference for Mario Maker, because you can have them give out hints like, hey, you might want to spin jump here, or you could, if you're really ambitious, you could try and tell a story within Mario Maker. And this would be really cool, especially when you have, since Mario Maker 2, the ability to create super worlds, which is basically create your own Mario game, but now you could create your own Mario game with a story. And for the bigger thing that could really give the edge, because like those two that I mentioned, they're fun, they're good additions, and I would love to see them, but we need something big for the mainstream audience that really goes like, I need to get this game. And that would be, of course, the popular idea of turning Mario Maker 3 into Mario Maker 3D. So being able to craft 3D levels. And you could do this in some way. I could imagine Nintendo giving you access to put basic 3D objects like squares, cylinders, and that sort of things, pyramids maybe even. Give them like small functions, and there you go, you have a really basic 3D level. I would imagine they would do this rather than just give you a full toolbox to create your own Super Mario Odyssey Kingdom. Maybe to some degree this could be possible, but I think Nintendo would want you to try and create more like 2.5D levels that would be more akin to sub areas in Super Mario Odyssey, the same game. I think this is just because 3D design is a bit more complicated when it comes to making a good level. So it would be really hard for some people to get into what makes this level good. Creating like an open area where you can fully interact with everything is surprisingly much more complicated than creating a level that just goes from point A to point B. Another thing that really makes 3D levels more complicated is the camera. The camera is something you don't really have to worry about when it comes to 2D Mario. The camera is fixed, you're following Mario from the side, but in 3D the camera can be all around you, so you can sometimes move it around, sometimes it is fixed as well, but also things can get in the way of the camera, which is not a thing that happens in 2D side-scrolling Marios. So there would be some limits to how you can use the camera. I don't think Nintendo would allow it to be freely moving or fixed. It would be either one. So really have to see what kind of trajectory they go for. I think it would be like a 2.5D levels with like some basic 3D movements, and then you would just create a level from point A to point B, and that would be it. But it would still be 3D and it still would be exciting, and I know people would be able to create all kinds of cool levels, even if it is a bit limited in the 3D-ishness. But yeah, I think that could really help out Mario Maker 3 when it eventually comes for whatever system it will be. Probably the Nintendo Switch 2, hopefully. I think Mario game's still like selling really well, so why not? But yeah, I think making it 3D is kind of the obvious choice, but I think it's the best choice. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else for Mario Maker at this point. Like some small things, but I don't want to have you sit and listen to this video for an hour. because I have like little small details like add a button to go to the last checkpoint instead of just resetting the level all over again, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'm just gonna end it here. If you have any other thoughts that you would love to see in a future Mario Maker game, please let me know. I will try my best to answer all of you in the comments below. Unless you're a bot, then screw you. Bleh. But yeah, subscribe, like, share my videos, and watch something else from me. And I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye bye.